So I can see a lot of vertical and horizontal lines in this house. I'll start with you, Arun. How do you find the exteriors?
They've gone with a very straight line exterior. The only different thing you find is the slope roof in two positions, but that doesn't really affect with the whole facade because it's at a different level. They've tried to elevate the entry level to a good extent, thereby creating a small space below where the car goes down, and there's another room on top. And what they've done is the edges they've planted in small planters, short bushes, which kind of become the boundary for the sit out. Predominantly we can see lines, straight lines, and white color, and then cladding, stone cladding. And I think they've not overdone anything except a small window on the right side where there's a lot of cladding and it becomes like two strips kind of dividing the whole space, but it doesn't affect the facade too much.
Anna, what would you like to add to what Arun said?
The landscape kind of ties the whole house to the site. They've really made use of the levels, especially by giving two entry to the plot. There is car parking. Many times you see the car park takes away the beauty of the house. That'll be, it's not so important, but we give it too much of an importance, and from there I think from the lower part also they can enter the house. This level difference has helped them to have a sit out at a little more higher level, which gives it a slightly grand look. The whole house looks very grand. Even the boundary wall, they've treated it very well. They've got just enough landscape, but it's done very beautifully. Love all those straight lines, and even though they've combined the straight lines with the slope roof, it looks good. The White House doesn't look like a White House because of that little amount of cladding they've done and the little landscape. On the whole, it looks everything complements so well. There's good detailing when it comes to the main door. Everything looks well set and it looks perfect.
Into the interiors, does the exterior complement the interiors, Anna?
The style of the house is more or less it's constant, and it looks nice. One thing which I was not in favor of, like putting sofas in a straight line. They've got a sofa that is very well suited to the style of the house, but then you don't sit in a straight line and have a conversation. Those single chairs, had they been angled a little bit, it brings in more character to the room. There is an interesting partition between the living room and the staircase with those wood and little bit of lighting. You wouldn't know there's a stair behind. That's a clever move. Then even in the family near the dining, I feel the sofa actually blocks the window. So to open or shut the window, you have to climb on the sofa to do that. Those are things which we could have planned. You would have put the sofa in a different place, or the TV, just the location of things. Say that they have a semi-open kitchen, and the backsplash seems nice and interesting. It's well lit. So interior planning wise, it's very good. Just minor things here and there they need to work.
Arun, what would you like to add?
I think they've done the house well. They've paid attention to each space. They've got a wonderful double height spaces, and from the living room we can see that tall wall wooden and glass combination unit done with louvers and some inserts with some kind of jali. It's painted in white. I wonder if it's wood or something else. So it's very interesting. They've tried to do a lot of things. Then the staircase hidden behind it, that's also very interesting. And the dining table has got a different approach, and even in the kitchens they've gone for a different kind of window. You can see that a pelmet kind of thing running across that divides the linear windows into two, where even if the curtains below are drawn down for the kitchen, you'll still get light from the upper part. So it looks very interesting. The bedrooms very neatly done. The furniture kind of fits in exactly between the two slit windows, and we see a lot of interesting door designs, like horizontal lines and glass and wood combination, and even in the front door you see inserts of steel on the door. It's a very decently done interior overall.
Just like how the exterior was dominated by the color white, what do you have to say about the color usage inside the house and the decor?
The colors on the curtains, they've played it very safe. No fuss, not too much prints or something. That will go well with any style. It'll stay with them. Then you notice a study area for the kids, and they're doing the partition with curtains. So that's not going to cut the sound. I don't think that's a good idea too. But everything else, the choice of furniture and all, it suits the style of the house, which is slightly on the contemporary side. Overall, they've done an okay job when it comes to color and decor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Arun, what is your opinion?
I think they've done a very decent job. They've not gone for too many colors. They've restricted it to very safe colors. The curtains kind of look good. There were the white sheer and the darker curtains inside. So this they have followed everywhere. I think the lighting is done very decently. The decor kind of is very subtle. They have not gone for very loud detailing or anything, but it's done decently. That's what I can say.
So coming to the ambience, Arun, what is it that
Ambience is generally good. I think exteriors and interiors have a kind of balance, and they don't stand alarmingly opposite to each other or anything. But I think they've done justice to both the spaces.
Anna?
I really like the exterior. The house is very well lit, and it's got lots of windows, and the ambience inside the house in terms of light quality and the air quality, I'm sure it's good. So ambience wise, it's a great house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a pleasing house is the verdict given by our judges. Now let's move on to the next segment where we get to see how well the house has been scored. Anna, how much have you scored the exteriors?
I really like the exteriors. I feel they've made use of the levels and the little bit of cladding and the landscape. Everything gels very well with the straight lines. I've given them 23 on 25.
23 and 25. How about you, Arun?
The overall feel is good. So I think at that point I would rate it at 20.
20 on 25. And how about interiors, Arun? How much have you scored?
Interiors are good. I would say on a whole I would rate them at 21.
21 on 25. How about you, Anna?
I've given them 21 on 25.
21. And how about color and decor?
They've not done any major mistakes in the house. Simple classic colors, they've played around with them, and I've given them 20 on 25.
20. Arun, how much have you scored?
I have the same concerns and I am scoring them 20.
20. How about the overall ambience of this house?
It's a very good house. When you consider an average of both interiors and exteriors, they have done a very good job, and they don't stand alarmingly opposite to each other. I think I'll score them at 21.
21 on 25. Anna?
Ambience wise, it looks interesting from inside, also from outside. Those little functions are taken care of. I've given them 22 on 25.
So we've got the final scores from our judges and the public. Anna has given a score of 86 out of 100. Arun has given a score of 82. Public has given a score of 42. So the sum total that we have reached is 210 out of 250. Monday to Thursday, we bring you daily dose of visuals of some stunning houses and lots of tips and ideas from our judges. Stay tuned because there's a lot more to come. Goodbye.